Silly here. Apparently I deleted my intro video. I don't know how the heck I did that, but I had it all saved up as a clip on my camera roll, and it's gone. So I'm gonna have to make a new one here eventually. So for the time being, I don't have it. So this one is this video is just like a little montage of me figuring out how to adjust my treadle hammer to get me out away from the action a little bit, because the way it was with the little ring hanging off the hammer handle, I was right up over the top of the hammer, and boy, it was really just, it was uncomfortable and not a lot of fun. So just kind of looked to see what I had around, see if I could maybe move the action out a little bit further away from the hammer, and hope you enjoy. So this is the treadle hammer, right? We've all seen how it works, you know, where your foot goes in the ring and it pulls it down, right? And I've been trying to figure out how to get a better, where I'm just not right there. Well, okay, watch this. I'll walk over here to my steel stash. Put that in there. Now this isn't a pedal. I mean, this isn't a finished design. It's just a like a proof of concept, you know. I mean, now here I am out. I'm a foot away from the hammer while the action is happening, and all I had to do was put in one piece of steel and move it right there. Now, if I was to, this obviously is too thin. It's not going to work. But if I had something I could just kind of bolt on right there, one way or another, or clamp on somehow, and then maybe weld it to that ring where it's sticking out and have a nice, you know, flat pedal on it right here where I could just step on it, I think that would work really well. So let me see what I can scrounge up in the yard and see if I can find something to build this out of. So this is what I've come up with. This right here is a piece of 1 5/8 ID odd 95 chrome moly tubing. They build race car roll cages out of this stuff, and they also make lattice boom cranes with it. And we had a few pieces that were inspected and deemed to need to be replaced, so there's a few of these laying around. Now, my thought process is that's going to be my pedal sticking out over there, and the two eye bolts that were over that held the springs, these two eye bolts right here. I got some batter washers, and I'm going to put the two bottom holes down here in the press. I'm going to take and put one in each one, like that, you know, over the top of each other. One in the top hole, one in the bottom hole, or one in the bottom hole, one in the hole above it. I'm then going to drill a hole in the middle, or, you know, straight through that piece of chrome moly tubing, and I'm going to take this piece of 1/8 round, that's all I have left, and I'm going to run it down through there and bend it over the top so it can't fall out. And this should hinge on that fairly well. If not, I may have to trim a little bit out or something like that. And just for testing purposes, I'm just going to wire the ring to the center spot on the pedal to see, you know, for if it's going to work. And then I can, after I get that figured out, then I can adjust, you know, figure out how long do I want it, where do I want the end of it. If I want, I can take a hammer and flatten out the end of that tubing to give it more of a, instead of just a round surface that my foot could slip off of, something more solid to stand on. So let me see what I can come up with here. I'm going to put the bolts in, and we'll go from there. What's it look like? Just sitting in there approximately the same length out. And now I'm going to drill a 3/8 hole in the pipe. Well, got it cut off. Now it's warm. Now, we're standing right here. That works pretty darn good. And it's almost effortless. Well, not almost effortless, but it rocks pretty good. So that kind of idea would work. My hinge mechanism isn't the best, but get it on there. And it just stays put. It works pretty good. there's probably a better, more permanent solution, but for now, I can see that's going to work. So what I'm going to do now is flatten out the other end. Go. Give you something to set my foot on that's not going to roll off of it, I hope. Tonight's test pieces. I've got my hammerhead that I'm working on. I might try to do a little bit of shaping on that. I got a tooth out of a pair of slips. And we're going to get some original dimensions on it before we throw it in the forge, and then see what we can do in one heat. And then I just need to straighten this out a little bit, and then I'm thinking about punching a hole for like a keychain type thing. So that's what the plan is for today. Okay. So the one we're going to try to do the little smash test on, see how much we can change dimension, is 2 3/4 long. It is 3/4 of an inch thick, and on one side it's 1 1/4 inches, and the other side it's 1 inch. It's not quite, you see the shape, it's not quite square, because these things fit around in a circle and grip tight when it drops into the slip. So chuck that up in there, and then we're going to beat the crap out of it with this here treadle hammer and see what we can do. Alright, coming out with the first piece. See what we can do. Dimensions are a little bit different now. It's a little bit more square. I'll do one more heat. My anvil's moving. So obviously, my idea needs some kind of stabilization from side to side. I don't know what it is yet, but flatten it out. What the hell are you
are you making now?
Fucking around.
Hey, where's that keychain at?
You got the good stuff rolling in here. These are loads that didn't quite make it to location day. 230 mile rig move, and yeah, these guys are the first things you got to set, and they were the last ones to leave. Alright, there's test number 2, trusty old number 19. So what we have here, hold on, so I don't accidentally touch something. This is an original one. This is the one I used the treadle hammer on, and this is the one I did with the rounding hammer. You can see I got a little bit more done with the rounding hammer, but I was chasing my foot pedal around the whole time from side to side, and with all that swing. I haven't tried it since I put the stabilizer on it. Now I've only got that much room for it to move, but I honestly thought the treadle hammer would have done a better job.